Hey everyone, this is Steven from Campus Inc. Just making a quick video on how we use merch. We've been using merch really since it came out, but there's a couple updates that just came out that I was really excited to show everyone about. So when I build a merch store, I always start with a quote. That's basically the placeholder and where all the information is that's necessary before we build the store up. So I'll just put myself as a test in there. We'll call it Steven's Test Store. But in the customer notes, that's when I put in kind of the upfront contract that we have with our customers. So I'll say what the open date of the store is. So let's just say open, 4/13, close on 4/26. We're going to fundraise and we're going to do $10 per product. And we're also going to offer individual shipping. And maybe we'll just say, yeah, we'll just leave it as individual shipping. And so right there is where I'll put kind of the terms of the store. I might even put maybe that, we require 12 pieces sold of each design to fulfill. If items do not hit minimums, we refund immediately. No extensions to the store can be made. And I'll also put, some terms in there like no late orders will be processed. Cool. So I'll put those in there, and then I'll start to work on artwork, right? And so I'll put in my products, and I'll just show you guys right here how I make my products. So I pull my images directly from catalogs, whether it's SNS or Sanmar. We'll just say right now I'm using Heather Navy. I click make that image real big. I bring that right into Illustrator, and I'll drop that in there. We'll say I'm going to be offering also a crew neck. So I'll put that in there. And great. So this is where I put, I start to create my mockups. And I mean, the reason we're doing this is because this is where your artists are probably already living. So there's no reason why you can't just use the mockups that are already in those proofs. So, we'll just say we're selling one that says Steven. We're selling one that says Printavo. Maybe we're going to do, a hoodie of sorts that's it's a different color, right? And this is how we go about building all our stores. And I really suggest you show this to some of your artists so they can see kind of the same flow that I use. So say I'm, building one that says Steven loves Printavo. So I wouldn't be making this video if I wasn't. Cool. And we'll pull that on there, put that on the last one. Cool. Awesome. Change that background there. Great. We only print one color here. Great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tool called the Cloud App. Cloud App is basically for free. What you can do is you can take really quick screenshots. And by doing this, you don't necessarily have to export PNGs, because what this app does is it actually takes quick thumbnails and it uploads them to a cloud. And what you can actually do is go back here, and when you click attach mockups, you can click the URL, go into your Cloud App, you can copy the download link, upload it, and there's your mockup. And so I can put in the rest of the items right here. I think this was green. I don't know if that's totally right. I always put the retail prices here because the retail prices are going to be what we sell them for on the merch store. So if you are fundraising, I always put that in the customer notes. And we'll create a new line item right there. A new item. I think this antique heather sapphire, maybe. Mockups. Again, I'm going to go into my Cloud app. I'm going to copy the download link, enter that in here, and now I have created my items. Now, what you should also do is enter in ones here. Now, when you enter in ones here, that is how you create the placeholders for the sizes that are going to be available on the merch store. So we click Save. And what you can actually do here is you can send this to your customer and show them kind of, here's everything that's going to go into the store. Here are the items. Here's how much we're fundraising for. Here's how much we're going to sell them for. Here are the mock-ups. You can even send them an approval that they can then use. Cool. So once we have added all the items, the images, we can send it out for approval if we would like. What I would recommend doing is creating a status that's kind of an approval, to build the store. All the terms are there for the store so the customer can see everything. So before we actually build the store, I have our office actually tell the person in charge of building the store to build the online store, please. And what that does, it's a status change notification. It sends it to my online store builder, and it notifies them that they need to go and build an online store. Now he goes in, he dissects the information. If he doesn't like it or he's missing information, he'll actually put the order on hold here so that our sales office knows that there's something missing. Maybe a product's not in stock, maybe it's not specific enough, maybe we're missing something, and he'll reject the store. So that way we know we're putting really, really, really good data in there. What we'll also do is we'll set the customer due date to when the customer actually wants the items in hand. And we'll call that May 8th in this case. What that does is it gives us a date to say, look, we're opening the store on the 13th, we're closing it on the 26th, and we want the items in hand on the 8th. So we're going to click Create Merch Store, and I'll just click Create. And I'll go right there to it, and I'll see that the merch store has been built. Boom, there it is. Okay. The reason we put those ones in there is because it'll put those sizes right there. So if we go back and we look at the initial invoice that we created, the initial quote that we made, the reason we put those ones in is so that it would offer it right there. Okay. It's going to use your company's logo by default, and it's going to add that color in there that we had. Now, if you go to the back side of the store, you'll see that you can do a couple different things. If we go into the settings right here, we can rename the URL. We can choose a different logo per se. Say we wanted to use, we'll just say we're representing a different brand. I could then upload that. You guys will see I really like the Cloud app. Cool, upload a new logo. We can put a headline in now. So the headline is going to be at the top of the store. Check out this new merch store. And now we can put a banner image. So banner image, it's going to tell you it wants it to be 1200 pixels by 630 pixels. So I'll use this right here. And we can then again use that Cloud app. Copy the direct link. Upload it right there. And then we can put a description. Here's the new and improved merch store. We can password protect it. All right, let's see how that looks. Just that. View store. Boom, there's my logo right there. There's that new banner image. There's the headline, and there's the information right here below it and the products. If we go back into the store and we hit the settings of the store, okay, we can, oops, what happened to my store that I had? The merch store. You notice how quickly I'm flying around this. It's going to be super lightweight still. It's still going to feel really, really easy. And we can go into those delivery methods. So here we can set up if we want post office, if we want UPS, or if we want FedEx. We could offer flat rate shipping. If we offer flat rate shipping, it's going to calculate what it costs to actually ship it, and then what you're charging for it. We could add a pickup location here, different instructions, things like that. In this case, we'll enable, let's just call it shipping, and a pickup location. Stephen's apartment. Save. Cool. Coupon codes. You can add coupons. And fundraising. So fundraising is a new feature that just came out. Here's where you can enable fundraising. You can do either, you can do it per product, or you can do a percent. So you click over here to do a percent, or you click over here to do a product. You can display a fundraising goal or amount. So if we wanted to put a goal, we could put it there, or we could leave it open-ended. And when I go back to here, you'll see that fundraising goal that sits right at the top there. That's awesome. Awesome new feature. And, you could either display the amount, not display the amount, percent, or product. And if we go back to the store, we can see how much has been fundraised there. Really, really super cool new feature. And now if we click on products, you'll see that we can sort products. So we can put the order of them, change that up. Here's where we can quickly edit those products if we want to offer a different color, or we want to make that 2XL a little bit more expensive, or if we want to offer personalization, we can do that right there. Click save. And we can easily edit and navigate those products right here. Sweet. So we'll make that a couple dollars more. Cool. Make that a couple dollars more. So you just see how easily you can really edit products in here, change variants, things like that. Great. So if we have that store right here, what I like to do is this. I like to take the URL of that store, and I like to put it in the notes of the store. So I actually will put it in the customer notes, and I'll change the PO number to test 2020 or whatever that URL is, so that I know there's some way to reference it. And what I'll actually do, and this is important right here, is I'll change the production due date to the day that I'm going to close the store, or the day after I'm going to close the store. So if it says to close the store on 4/26, I'm going to set my production due date as 4/27. I'm going to hit save. And then I have a status that says online store in progress. What that status does is it messages the salesperson. It actually sends them a text, and it lets them know that the online store has been built, okay, and that they can go on, read the customer notes, and they'll see that that merch store is live. The reason we changed the date to online, to the date to when it's going to close, is so that we know When this date comes, it's time to close the store. Okay. And that's really important because then it's a placeholder there. Now you might be asking, okay, when that day comes, you go, you visit the merch store, and this is where you would copy everything to an invoice. What it'll actually do is it'll create a new invoice. It will not use that old invoice that you had as a placeholder. That will then just kind of be there sitting idle. And what you'll actually do is change the status to online stored, transfer to final invoice, check for link. And what I'll do is I'll put in the notes again, final invoice, and I'll link it right there. The reason that this is so important is you always have this placeholder, so when they want to rebuild the merch store in the future, you still have all that information and you can still call upon that as the initial store. And so now you have a placeholder, a merch store, and a final invoice. Hopefully you guys have seen a couple tricks and tips that I do in my shop with merch. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.